Welcome back to this course. So in this video, we'll talk about why you need to register and pay taxes. So obviously, it is every Filipino's duty to pay their taxes because, as they say, taxes are the lifeblood of the government. So without the taxes, the government cannot run. That's the reason why it is a criminal activity or act when we as citizens do not pay our taxes. So it's a legal obligation. And the second reason here is that we want our business to be above board, meaning to operate our business as a legal entity. If you do not pay your taxes as a business and you're making money, then you are not registered, then you are an illegal business. So eventually, as a company or as a business, we want to grow our sales. So we could do so by transacting with corporations and government entities. And corporations and government would require your business to be registered with the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So you cannot grow your business unless you're registered and paying your taxes. And finally, if you are registered, you will have the privilege as well to enjoy the tax benefits provided for taxpayers, registered taxpayers, and of course avoid penalties and surcharges. So as we go through this lecture, we'll also be talking about the tax reform package. So you might have heard this from the news, but recently there was, particularly in 2018, the tax reform for acceleration and inclusion law was passed and was signed by the president. And it had impacted some aspects of how we do business here in the Philippines. So we'll quickly discuss how the tax reform package affected our tax laws or how we do practice taxes here in the Philippines. So the tax reform package aims to rationalize and reduce personal income taxes, and at the same time increase the revenue from other taxes, including expanding the tax base for value-added tax or VAT and increasing excise taxes. So the Department of Finance plans to make tax systems simpler, fairer, and more efficient for all, while also raising resources needed to invest in our infrastructure and our people. One of the most significant impact of the tax reform for acceleration and inclusion law is the increasing of the tax-exempt income for individuals. So a lot of people had more take-home pay because of this increase in the tax-exempt amount. So, however, because the government lost some revenues, tax revenues from that side of the income taxation or collection from individual taxes, they had to increase in other aspects, particularly on the excise taxes. So here's a summary of the key updates of the tax reform law. Number 1, lowering of personal income taxes except for high-income earners, which is quite fair. Number 2, higher taxes on diesel, petroleum, and other oil products. So this was contributory to the inflation rate, but according to the Department of Finance and the Bureau of Internal Revenue, it did not really impact the inflation rates that much, but it had some impact because all basic goods are, of course, transported across the Philippines, and higher taxes on diesel increases the cost of transportation. Number 3, increasing VAT threshold and removing VAT exemptions. So VAT or VAT or value-added tax back then was pegged at 1,919,500. Now, the threshold was increased to 3 million pesos. This means that for businesses or professionals who are not earning more than the threshold, in this case, 3 million pesos, will not be subjected to the VAT law, which imposes a higher business tax. These things, don't worry if you don't understand it by now. We'll talk about them in later videos. Number 4, new excise taxes on cars and automobiles, sugary drinks, and cosmetic surgeries. So these are considered as luxury items, cars and automobiles especially. And of course, sugary drinks. The reason for taxing sugary drinks is because it's also unhealthy. So it has this social component on that aspect of the reform law. And of course, cosmetic surgeries is obviously a luxury. So in the next video, we'll be tackling about the registration requirements for businesses. So see you in the next video.